22 laps of the iconic Assen circuit here in Assen, and we are go for Moto3. Really good start from the two Japanese men on that front row. Here comes David Munoz on the 44 bike. Superb launch for him from the second row forth, and Munoz will get the drop on both Suzuki and Sasaki. Will he? No, not quite. It's Suzuki that leads into turn one.
Adrian Fernandez also away very, very well. He was trying to go around the outside of Dennis Foggia into turn one. It looked like John McPhee went way out wide. I saw the Stelgard and Max Racing Husqvarna going way wide into turn one.
It's Tatsuki Suzuki that leads. Sasaki attacks now on the inside through turn 6 and 7. That's brave. Here comes Guevara as well. Munoz then pushed back to fourth briefly.
That incident for McPhee at De Strubben was all started by Sergio Garcia, who was trying to push his way through from the 6th row of the grid. He's already up into P12. He's gained 6 places. He pushed Nepper aside into De Strubben, and that forced McPhee off the track.
As you knew he would do. Garcia with the gloves off early on then here in Assen. We're looking now from the poleman. Sasaki looking directly ahead to his compatriot Suzuki. That was getting tight. We'll see Holgado and Tatai come in for their long lap penalty soon. Here comes Guevara, then he's going to go up the inside through Hogahide. That's brave. Sasaki and Guevara lean on each other, elbow to elbow, knee to knee now, going through Rushkenhook. That was really, really brave by Guevara. He's going to have the inside line now into Timothy Chicane. Oh, big moment there for Sasaki and Guevara. Then now, in the past couple of Grand Prix, when he has hit the front, he's checked out, he has disappeared. Guevara leads then at the end of lap 2.
Both Leopard riders are really getting beaten up in these early stages. Foggia was all over the place into the Gert to Michikane. He was forced wide and over the curve, and it cost him momentum. Dennis Foggia has a long lap penalty according to our timing screens. We don't know what that's for at the moment, but the information we're getting on our timing screens, Dennis Foggia, the rider in 6th position at the moment, 3rd in the World Championship, has a long lap penalty. So too Luca Lanetta, the 85 at the back of the field. They will have to come through the long lap penalty lane.
Just wonder if there's not just exceeding track limits, wonder if there's been passes on yellow flags maybe. Here comes Munoz then, dishing it back out to Jaume Massieu. He's not scared, is he, to mix it with the fastest and most experienced men in this World Championship. It's David Munoz on that Boe Motorsport KTM. Diogo Moreira now's got a long lap penalty. There are long lap penalties galore coming in here. Furusato, Moreira, Lanetta and Foggia, they've all got long lap penalties. You just wonder whether this is for a yellow flag infringement.
Well, Foggia's got his own problems at the moment. Tatsuki Suzuki is doing his level best for Leopard at the moment. He just passed Foggia a few corners ago. Suzuki now back up into 4th. It's Guevara, though, who continues to lead this Grand Prix from Sasaki. It's heartening for the rest of the field, though, that Guevara's been leading this Grand Prix for several laps now, but despite being able to set his own rhythm at the front, no chance yet for Guevara to break away. Sasaki's keeping him in check. It's exceeding track limits at the final chicane for Foggia. No one breaking clear still in this leading group. Guevara's had the lead and not been chucked. He's not seen another motorcycle for a good 13 or 14 laps, but he can't break free.
The only man that's not made a single overtake in this lead group right now is Garcia, still back in 9th place, still in contention, only a second away from race leader Guevara, who will be taking the World Championship lead if it stays as is. Suzuki, there's no way through on Sasaki going into Timothy Chicane. He thought better of it. Maybe if that was the last lap, he'd have had a lunge there. Tatsuki Suzuki, as he looks to make it 3 podiums in the last 4 Grand Prix. Here is then, in one picture, your lead group of 9 riders, jousting it out here for the victory in round 11 of this year's World Championship.
It's Munoz again on Foggia, he's down!
Oh, dearie me. Foggia on the curbs. That's a big crash for Dennis Foggia. That was like being in a tumbler dry, wasn't it? That was huge as he went through Madike. Munoz was aggressive on his inside. It put Foggia on the curb. He lost the rear going into that second corner. So Dennis Foggia, who was 3rd in the World Championship, already 51 points behind Sergio Garcia. Surely that now is Foggia's world title hopes gone.
Well, I don't think Munoz will be getting any Christmas cards from Leopard Honda after all this. That's what happened. Oh. It looked like a perfectly legitimate move, but Foggia forced out onto the curbs. He just couldn't keep control of that Honda as he tried to rejoin the racetrack. And Munoz then, a couple of corners later, barged Tatsuki Suzuki out of the way too. I
think that was the sort of lip of the curb that lifted Foggia's rear tyre up into the air. I mean, it was a hard move. It was an aggressive move by Munoz. There was no obvious signs of any contact. It was just the fact that he had the inside line. It just pushed Foggia out a little bit wide. Leopard Honda informing Tatsuki Suzuki that his teammate then, Foggia, has exited this Dutch Grand Prix in the crucial final stage. And as we mentioned now, losing more title points is Foggia. That's going to be now a 3rd DNF in 4 Grand Prix for him. Surely he won't be able to recover what will be a big deficit as we move into the second phase of the season at Silverstone in early August, the British Grand Prix. Back at the front then, it's Suzuki trying to keep Leopard Honda on course for a victory here in the Netherlands. He gets up the inside of Munoz into the timber chicane.
Sasaki will have had a good look at the gas up ahead of him. He'll know where Ivan Guevara is strong and where he's weak. It seems as if he's strong pretty much everywhere at the moment, as Massier now takes full advantage. He's another rider who likes that tight inside line. The door is wide open there if you want to take that wide sweeping run into the Strubben, and Massier more than happy to go through. This is a part of the racetrack though where Sasaki is very strong, and Suzuki's also picking up a 2-bike slipstream.
And there goes Munoz on the inside of Sasaki. He didn't quite make it work out, but Sasaki knew full well the Spanish teenager was right there as they lean on each other going through turn 6 and 7. Enthralling, captivating Moto3 race here in Assen. You can't take your eyes off this one. Guevara now then through the bolt for the 19th time. There's Munoz again back through on Suzuki, who's out well wide going through that turn number 9. That could cost him a place to John McPhee as well. It does indeed.
Garcia now gets the message that Dennis Foggia's out of the Grand Prix, but I don't think that's Garcia's problem. It's the 28 up ahead that he's worrying about more than the 7 that's out.
Well, he'd have probably seen Foggia live going skywards right here as Munoz makes a real hash of turn 2. This is where he put Foggia wide, and then Foggia crashed out, losing the rear of his Leopard Honda.
Garcia, as it stands, is salvaging 6th place, and again Sasaki forces his way through. Guevara's trying to hang it out around the outside and get the run down the back straight. He's not able to do it though. Yeah,
he just hung him out to dry there, pushing to the edge of the curb, didn't he? Sasaki on Guevara. That's where he made the move on the previous lap. Guevara got straight back on through though, as he has done here. He just got the slightly better drive going through Weinschlang, flat out in 6th gear, but Sasaki comes back again through the fast left-hander, turn 7. Now they attack through Stackenval, and it's Guevara again has the advantage. Sasaki and Guevara have passed each other 3 or 4 times already on this penultimate lap.
I think Sasaki wants this one. Reminder, he's never won a Grand Prix. This is his 95th Grand Prix start in the Moto3 World Championship. He's never won a race. He's so desperate to do it here today.
Well, this is a slightly different scenario in terms of recent races for Guevara. Sasaki finds a way through now as they come through Ramschuk. He has the inside line on Guevara. Guevara bolted in Barcelona, cleared off last time out the Sachsenring. This has been a completely different ball game, and now Suzuki comes through to take 2nd place. It's as you were at the start of this Grand Prix. A 1-2 for Sasaki and Suzuki. Guevara pushed back to 3rd. The last lap underway then here at the Moto3 Assen. It's been an absolute classic, a corker here in the Dutch sunshine. Massier now tries to find a way through on Guevara. This has been a bad 4 corners for Ethan Guevara. He's gone from 1st to 4th.
An executive order has been carried out on Ethan Guevara. He's lost 3 places in the space of around 5 corners. It would be very difficult to win this race from there. He's only a couple of places now ahead of his teammate Sergio Garcia, who's still stuck behind McPhee in 7th place. Sasaki then will lead us onto the Weinschlang for the final time. Suzuki, though, has no lack of straight line speed from that Leopard Honda.
Here's Yuma Sasaki on course to break that trend. Guevara's fading fast here, isn't he, late on here? He's been picked off now by Munoz. He's now coming under big pressure from McPhee. Here goes Suzuki on Sasaki. This is not the first time that Yuma Sasaki has led a Moto3 Grand Prix on the last lap, and he's been dished out some late heartache. This time around, though, he fights back on the inside of Suzuki. Oh, Munoz! Munoz has gone down, and he's cleaned out Jaume Massier. David Munoz then, who'd already had a pretty hard move to rule out Dennis Foggia. Munoz then careers into Massier, going into De Bolt. John McPhee's gone down as well. Back at the front then now into this 3rd sector. Massier and Munoz have gone down. It's Sasaki that leads. Guevara trying to throw some late fireworks here. The World Championship leader, he rubs elbows with Suzuki. Through the Ramschuk corner they go. Surely now though, Yuma Sasaki, the pole man here in Assen, is going to take his first victory in the Moto3 World Championship. The crazy boy will be going completely crazy. Sasaki wins a classic Moto3 race here at the Moto3 Assen. What a 51st birthday present for the team manager, Max Biaggi.